What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. We have completed, you won't see the gameplay for it, but we have completed the elite, the storyline elite objective today. I've also done one of the Serie A squads just because I had Dzeko in my team, and of course he picked up the goals. Fortunately enough now, we don't need to use Bathketh anymore for the time being. We'll be able to bring on some of the Serie A players now. So I basically just had to do what we had to do to get him done. He's been a good card, to be fair. Look at that, 19 assists in 60 games. And he's been playing all over the shop as well. Gets subbed out at half-time a lot for Walcott. But yeah, generally speaking, not too bad. Just to give you guys a little update of how Mbappe and Neymar are doing. Mbappe with 40 goal contributions in 26 games, 23 goals and 17 assists. And Neymar doing absolute monstrous bits as well with 39 goal contributions in 27 games, 25 goals, 14 assists. Really happy with how I'm playing right now. We only finished on 22 wins this weekend. You guys will see the gameplay for the weekend league in just a second. Yeah, finished on 22 wins. And I wasn't really playing great. So I'm happy that I managed to get 22 wins whilst not playing great. I'm also relatively happy that we got the Gold 1 rewards instead of Elite 3. And after that, I'm going to focus this week slightly on the Serie A objectives, but also focus on just playing good FIFA, you know. So I'm trying to obviously improve this week. So that we can get 23 with no problem at all. So we've done Roma, as I said, guys. We completed Edin Dzeko's section of that. We're gonna what I'll probably do is I'll keep Mbappe and Neymar in my team. We're gonna put 2 midfielders and 2 strikers from the Serie A every game, and just try and work through them at a comfortable pace. You know, I'm not gonna be sitting there putting 11 men in and just playing with a Serie A squad because I'll just get dominated. You know, it won't be fun. But what we've done here today is the elite storyline. So win 6 matches in rivals with the storyline player. We did that a while back. Get 8 assists with the player as well. And even though there's no promos in packs right now, I'm going to open these right now anyway because who knows, man, it might be helpful. And if we pack something nice, obviously we can't actually sell them because they're untradeable rewards. But if we pack something nice, what we will be able to do is go and complete Mascherano. Now, I'm not necessarily focusing hard on completing Mascherano. I don't really care about him that much. It will be a cool card to have. You know, we talked about it in yesterday's video. It'll be a nice one to have. But at the end of the day, I don't think spending the coins on him is going to be smart. Wait, we don't even get... Wait, it's just a 2 players pack? Oh, it's the one with the silver? Well, at least we've got a Bundesliga player and a Premier League silver. So we get prime gold players, a gold players, a jumbo gold, and a jumbo premium gold pack. Am I expecting anything out of this? Absolutely not. But what will be nice is consumables, fitness cards, any good position modifiers, any coin unlocks, maybe a draft token, that kind of thing will be nice to get out of these. And then, of course, just having some players in the club. Oh, there is Mascherano himself. Having any Serie A players obviously would be super helpful. Because we don't really have all of them. So there you go. We've got a lot of fitness cards there. The speed card can go. The left mid to left wing card's quite nice. We move on to the Jumbo Premium Gold Pack. EA, these are untradeable packs, man. You got to be hooking me up here. We do have a board or a walkout out of this one. Let's go. It's only a board. It's an Italian board. That's a good start. A centre-back. It's from Lazio. It's going to be Asabi. I mean, might have to bring him on and use him up front, maybe. I don't know. We get Elia, Latalak, and Benteke there. Again, some good fitness cards and consumables and contracts and stuff. Centerforward strike card and a Deadeye, which isn't too bad. 1,000 coin unlock. That's what we're looking for out of these packs. There we go. And Kubek there, who we will sell on if he's tradable. He's not, so we'll just discard him. And move on to the Gold Players pack. We're up to 70,000 coins now as well. Got an idea of where I want to go with the club. We've got another board or a walkout here. That's quite nice. Only a board again. It's going to be Tadic. See, now I'm thinking maybe I do Mascherano. We've got obviously an 84 rated there. Some nice cards in there. It is only an 84 rated squad. Sorry, it's an 85 rated squad that's needed. So I suppose having 184 isn't really going to save that many coins. But then a prime gold players pack, guys. Watch this just be dead. Watch it be dead. Here we go. It isn't a board or a walkout. So there you go. It was absolutely worthless. Rafa, perfect link in there. Pavon, Aziz. We don't even get anything really to help with anything. So we'll just send all of that into the club. So I don't know. We've still got a day to decide on whether or not we want to do Mascherano. He won't be in my main team, but he also won't not be a good addition to the squad. You know, we've got a lot of players that we can link with him. We've got just in general, like, we're missing a couple of CDMs. I have Ducouré, which is good. He's been good for me as well. I've enjoyed playing with him. I want to get a chem style on him to make him even better. We've got Raja Nangolan, but of course it's hard to fit him into the team because he's a right wing. So unless we play him off chem, it's hard to fit him in. So getting Mascherano as another CDM would be quite useful, I suppose. But yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to go and get now some Serie A players, and we are going to start with Raja in there. We'll pop Dzeko up there, and we'll swap those two around. And then I just need to get a Serie A centre mid. Although I don't need Dzeko anymore. What we'll do is we'll play Martinez up there instead. We'll pop him there because we don't need Roma. We'll get rid of that, and we'll pop in a Serie A centre mid. And then over the next, as I say, I'm not going to like rush through it, but at the same time, I kind of am. Let's take Bologna there. Let's put Zemali in. So, you know, this is the team. Maybe I should go for a full Serie A squad and just try and score and score and score and score. Probably be a quicker way to do it. We'll see. But for now, guys, that is going to be the end of the intro. We've got 10 games of FUT Champs, so let's get into the action. All right, guys, as we get into the gameplay, this is our 10 FUT Champs games. We went from 15-5 after 20. We were 7-3 after 10. Wasn't a great start. 15-5 after 20. And we finished on 22 wins this weekend league. And as I said, you know, briefly mentioned at the start of the video there, I didn't really deserve better. I won 4 games on penalty shootouts this weekend, which if they went a different direction, I could have honestly finished gold 2. Obviously, it would have impacted matchmaking anyway, so it wouldn't have necessarily been like that, right? But yeah, four wins on penalties, and just generally playing terrible FIFA. You know, we spoke a lot about me chasing other people's tactics and formations. And during the last 10 games, I switched between 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1. I didn't have my 4-2-2 set up, but I've gone back to the 4-2-2 in Rivals this week to try and, first of all, get what we just did there with Bathketh. And then after that, it now comes down to me figuring out how to play a little bit better. I'm actually happy. I said on stream, I'm generally delighted with getting 22 wins this weekend, considering how bad I played. You know, like if you would have said to me, you'll probably have the worst weekend. This is definitely the worst I've played FIFA since FIFA 20 came out, right? And we still hit 22 wins. So that's got to be considered as a positive, because if we can iron out a few of the creases, and I'm starting to see where my problems are as well, then we'll be in a great spot. And one of the biggest problems, and I talked about this on stream, and I want to discuss this with you guys on video because I think it will help you guys, is decision making. Decision making is absolutely the most important aspect of playing FIFA, right? It doesn't matter how good your team is, doesn't matter how good your tactics are, doesn't matter how bad your opponent is in terms of technical skill or hand-eye coordination or reactions or anything like that. If you make better decisions in the game, generally speaking, you will win. And we had one instance of a game where I lost 1-0, and you'll see it in a moment. I lost 1-0 to a guy who literally had one shot the whole game. He just spent the whole time with 8 men in the box. He just banged a few counters. I did well to stop them. Eventually, he got it was this team here. Eventually, he got the chance that gifted him the goal with Marcus Rashford. And when we looked at it, the defensive decision-making is largely irrelevant. You know, if you let the AI defend for you, if you just do the best you can defensively, that's absolutely fine. My problems came from my offensive decision-making. One of the issues was we watched some of the chances back that I had, and there was this one opportunity. Like, in terms of decision-making, you see there, I get the ball with my centre-back, and I just punt it up the field. No pressure on me, no reason to shoot, to kick the ball up the field. I just slam the ball up the field. He gets the possession back, and bang, he scores a goal. And so that's, like, as frustrating it is to play against him with his drop back, one depth, terrible play style. My decisions were poor, and I had a few opportunities, specifically one chance where I had the ball ready for a cutback, for a tap in, and I chose to shoot instead. And it's those instances right there where it's like, if you can perfect the choices, you will score way more goals. And what I've been looking at is when I've been doing these Vasquez challenges here, I've been forcing the ball to him. to try and get the assists on him, because you needed to get 8 assists with him. And through forcing the ball with him, it actually just taught me some really good lessons about why you should just why you've got to kind of like almost make a better choice every time you've got the ball, right? Because what I tend to do is when I get the ball with a player, let's say I've got the ball with Mbappe now, all I'm doing here is staring at Mbappe. I'm not looking at who is to the side of me, who's behind me, who's in front of me. I'm just looking at, here's Mbappe, how do I get towards the goal? And it would be a lot better, a lot more comfortable to be able to win games if I can see all things. And the best way to do that is to just make sure that you're able to play varying styles. If you need to use patience and the L1 dribbling to kind of wait for spaces and try and, you know, get in behind on 8-man defense, then learn that play style to make sure that when you come up against someone that does that play like that, you're equipped to be able to beat them. And then on the same vein, if somebody's playing quite aggressive and you just need to start abusing like chip through balls or over the top balls or you know, just through balls down the line in general, then once again, it'll be good to have the ability to be able to learn how to do that. So that's one thing that I'm working on right now, is just basically trying to make better decisions, better choices in game, and to eradicate the stupidity that keeps costing me goal after goal after goal after goal. And hopefully it will be better for us in the long term. For the first comment, we've got those from Jeff Hudson. He says, hey, Nepo, I understand what you're saying. If you lose early in the draft, you can still make coins. If you sell them at the right time, however, surely it would be better to buy golds at 400 coins, because you could buy like 40 of them for 15k. However, you wouldn't get that many cards in draft. Anyway, love the vids. Been watching since FIFA 15. Keep it up. In a sense, you're absolutely right. You know, in terms of like making long-term profit, you should always buy the cards that are at the cheapest, right? If there are gold cards right now, common gold right now, that you don't have in your club, that you can buy for 350 or 400 coins, and rare gold cards that you don't have in your club that you can buy for 650 to 700 coins, go and buy them. You absolutely should. Worst case scenario, you can just sell them on again and lose that 20, 30 coins tax per card, or even list them up towards lazy buyers and make 20 or 30 coins per card, right? Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, EA release an SBC where these players are required, they boom in price, and all of a sudden you're making an absolute crap ton of coins. It's also important to go and buy high-rated cards that are bottomed out, informs that are bottomed out, any screamer cards that are bottomed out, because you're never going to lose. The only thing you're going to lose is immediate liquidity in your club. So obviously having a good coin balance is nice to do this, but even if you've got 50 or 60k coins, go and spend 20k on common golds. As I say, the worst thing that you're going to do is you just discard them and get about 18k back. Best thing that happens is at 6 o'clock tonight, EA release an SBC, all right backs in the game, boom in price, and you can sell them for 1,200, 1,500, and you just make some coins. It's a really good way to spend your time on the game to make coins. With regards to the draft, though, and how, you know, I was explaining how over long term, even if you're terrible at FIFA, you'll still make money from playing the draft long term, is because it still offers you a few things, right? Number one, it offers you the ability to play with players that you never would probably get to play with otherwise, specifically icons, Ronaldo's, Messi's, and Neymar's and Mbappe's and those kind of cards, because a lot of you guys that don't play this game a whole bunch, or just mismanage your club, or just get caught in the trap like I get caught in, of buying and selling players constantly and just losing money on tax a lot. You know, you might not get the opportunity to play with those players ever, really. So it's nice to be able to play with them in draft. And then, of course, if you can win and get to the second round, or get to the third round, or get to the final, not only do you have more packs, you know, like a lot more packs, to the point where, again, long term, over time, you've got more chance to make more money, but you also have the opportunity, you have the chance to pack something good. And I don't even mean, you know, the million coin players or anything like that. I'm talking about like a Lucas, or a Dembele, or a Zaha, you know, these 20, 30, 40k players that is just going to be a massive bonus to your club that you can sell straight away or put into your team, you know, Rashford or something like that. So for me, that's why I say, like, I think the draft's a good spot to be at right now. And on the note of draft and gameplay and other game modes, Steven says, since EA have added the objectives, the desire to play Weekend League has gone for me. I found myself wanting to just grind objectives more and more. The gameplay is not that great, but grinding for something over playing 30 games on a weekend to get nothing for the most of the time has taken over. Using random players over sweating it out in champs has felt great. I used to get so toxic and mad when playing Weekend League, but grinding objectives using random players and knowing what I'm working for has been a blessing. I absolutely agree. I wouldn't say that I like have no desire to play Weekend League, but as we talked about over the last few videos, I'm at that point where I'm already looking to almost play it to the most efficient stage so that I can get on with other things. And one thing that I think EA can do to remedy that is just allow us to complete objectives in any online game mode other than online friendlies. Just let me complete any objective in draft, rivals, or champs, because that way, if you go into a draft, you get yourself, you know, some random striker shows up from the Serie A, and you're like, oh, do you know what? I might take this guy because I haven't done this club yet for Politano, so I'm going to go and put him in my draft. If I could score 3 goals with him throughout the course of this draft, guess what? I get myself that team completed. Brilliant. And as well, forcing people into rivals for it, just to let people do it in champs. I don't understand why. Like, I literally don't understand why. I don't think it would be a negative experience for people if EA let them let people do these objectives in champs. So yeah, like you, I like knowing what I'm playing for. I like the fact when I completed Ndombele and Dzeko and Özil, I had the choice to decide, should I play for this because I know what I'm going to get, or should I not? However, on the flip side, when the Tifo came out, the Scream Tifo, I can't remember which one it was, that was a gameplay objective one, I opted out of that one. I just thought to myself, this isn't worth my time. I had to play 3 squad battles on a minimum of semi-pro difficulty and 2 online no rules matches. And I thought, you know what, the amount of time those 3 squad battles games and the online no rules match, we're looking at over an hour of my life for a small Electrum players pack and a couple of cosmetic items. I opted out of that, and I was able to opt out of that because there was no fear of missing out. I knew what I wasn't getting, and with Özil and with Dzeko and with Ndombele and with Politano and with level 30 storyline cards, I know what I am getting. So I'm more inclined to play the game, to go towards playing for those items because I know what I'm going for. Whereas with champs, we've seen it week after week after week, year after year after year. It doesn't matter where you finish, generally speaking, because it comes down to a lottery. You don't even know what team of the week you're playing for when you're playing. You don't know what you're going to get in. Like, I'm going to get gold 1 rewards again. Half of what I've got going on will be based on whether or not some real world players have a good week or not, right? Otherwise, if team of the week's dead again and there's only 1 or 2 notable players, red player picks, don't give a damn about, right? And then after that, your 100k packs. Last week, I opened my 100k packs. I got Scream Trippier and Mohamed Salah. Big win. Guess what? People that got elite, they didn't make that much money. See that drag back with Neymar, with Mbappe? I'm going to come back to that in a second. Yeah, some people, I opened Elite 1 rewards. Both 100k packs had no boards. Both Team of the Week packs were the 3 discard players. So he made about 100k plus the coins for finishing Elite 1 and got 3 red player picks. And I made about 500,000 coins and got 2 red player picks. And it's crazy how EA bank on people the fear of missing out. And now that they're giving us the opportunity to play 4 items, there's no fear of missing out. And I love that. And it's actually making the game a more enjoyable place to play for me, in spite of the fact that the game in itself can be really bad to play. Now, going back to the whole decision-making thing and that instance of where I scored with Mbappe, I can't remember if I lost this game or not. I might have come back into this game. I don't think I did. This is one of those games where I lost after the game just screwed me completely, right? But going back to that decision with Mbappe, when I scored the goal that I won the game with 3-2 in the last game in the 90th minute, sorry, the 120th minute, I got the ball with Mbappe in the box, and I was saying to stream, like, what I did anyway with Mbappe was probably a mistake, right? Like, I probably should have done a drag back and then shot. So in the next game, when I got into a very similar situation, I did a drag back and then shot. And so there you go. It was a healthy thing to just look back at my game, watch some of the areas where I wasn't doing so great, discussing, okay, how can I improve here? And then understanding how to actually improve and going forwards from there, which I still lost the game, mind you. But yeah, we were working towards it. Rahul says, hey Nep, I'd love to hear your opinion on Scream Özil. I wasn't a fan of him personally, so if you enjoy him, do you have any tips on how to utilize a card to its max potential? Love the series and keep it up. Before I answer that, we also had a comment from Mr. Z-Boy. Said, played Özil as cam and striker this weekend league and rivals. He scored almost every game, 31 games, 28 goals, 19 assists. And I've seen a couple of people that linked me teams and such that were playing Ozil as a striker with a Hunter chemistry style, and he was banging goals for them. For me personally, where I was playing him, either outside left mid in a 4-4-2 or centre cam in a 4-2-3-1, he was good, but he wasn't like great. And the reason why I think that is because of that 2-star weak foot. You know, it's very, very readable, very predictable when you get into a position where somebody's like, oh, I know he's going to have to turn onto Ozil's left foot here. So they could just position themselves a little bit better. So yeah, it definitely kind of like stifled the ability to do much with him. But he wasn't bad, you know, like he wasn't great. He didn't shine to the degree of some of the other players that I've used. But at the same time, he wasn't bad. He's strong on the ball, even though he's only got 60 strength. His passing is obviously brilliant. He can finish. And then with the 5'11" that he is, he's nice and big. He's got the 4-star skill moves, which is nice and important this year as well. And so, yeah, generally speaking, I quite like him. And if you did give him a Hunter, he gets decent pace, decent finishing. I personally wouldn't use him as a striker, but I know a few guys did. But yeah, I think I wasn't like blown away by him. But at the same time, I did thoroughly enjoy him. And then last but not least, guys, Jordan Kelly says, I love the Politano. I had it done on Saturday. How long is it there for, by the way? And a lot of people ask that question, which is surprising. The milestones, guys, are there forever. It doesn't exist. So if it takes you a month to get Politano, then it takes you a month. No problem at all. So there you go, guys. We end up losing that game there as well, 3-1. That is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.